They're more than meets the eye. They're robots in disguise. And that's precisely how the Transformers have been marketed over the years in every incarnation of an animated series, toy, or otherwise. For almost the past 30 years, Transformers has been able to stay relevant in one way or another, and while there have been varying degrees of popularity over those 30 years, this much is clear. Transformers may be as popular now as it ever was. Transformers actually began before it ever hit North American television sets in the mid-1980s. Before the animated cartoon series, Marvel had published Transformers comics, which even included Spider-Man taking on Megatron, which is awesome personified. But before the comics and the cartoon, Hasbro launched the toy line, which eventually spawned the aforementioned comics and the animated series. Now, I could spend days talking about the toys and the comic book series themselves, but I'll leave those to the experts who are more versed in that area. My focus is the cartoon series, beginning with the first season, a joint effort between Marvel and Sunbow Productions back in 1984. Now, as with any introductory series, the first season tells us the backstory of the Transformers, introducing the characters and explaining the struggle between the two factions at war on the Transformers' home planet, known as Cybertron. On one hand, you had the Autobots, who were a peaceful race led by Optimus Prime. The leader of the Autobots was given life by voice actor Peter Cullen, who has since re-emerged as the voice of Optimus in the Michael Bay movies.
You lied to us. You've made a grave mistake.
And the latest incarnation of the Transformers show, Transformers Prime.
Megatron has not been seen or heard from in some time. But if his return is imminent, as I fear, it could be catastrophic.
Of course, in any story of good versus evil, you need an antagonist, and a good one. Enter the Decepticons, led by the maniacal Megatron, portrayed by voice actor Frank Welker.
A pleasure to see you again, Prime.
The Decepticons were complete opposite of the Autobots, hell-bent on power, corruption, and taking over the galaxy. The fight between the Autobots and Decepticons began on Cybertron, but it didn't end there. Realizing they were losing the war and needed to escape, the Autobots jumped aboard their spacecraft known as the Ark, but not before being tracked down by the Decepticons. As both groups battled each other, neither realized that they were being pulled into another planet's orbit. The shuttle crash-landed on Earth, where the Autobots and Decepticons would sit dormant for millions of years. As a volcanic explosion helped to bring the Transformers back to life, the real story began, as life on Earth would begin for both the Autobots and the Decepticons. The first season of the Transformers was 13 episodes long, but it began with a 3-part series called More Than Meets the Eye. There was no guarantee production would continue after the opening 3 pilot episodes, but the series was picked up and continued on for a 13-episode opening season. The series focused on the Decepticons trying to pillage as much natural resources from Earth as possible to help generate Energon, the Transformers' lifeblood. The goal was to garner enough Energon to return to Cybertron, but as Megatron and his minions would soon discover, Earth was very rich in resources, which was of great interest to someone who was planning to take over the universe. And while the Autobots also wished to head home, they quickly discovered that Earth was inhabited by a race of beings known as humans, and immediately sought to keep them safe from the Decepticons while also trying to generate enough Energon to head back home. As the first season continues to play out, you're introduced to characters on both sides, each with their own unique set of characteristics and traits, which made each episode entertaining and enjoyable. Oh, and there's also a lot of fighting, transformering, explosions, all the good things that kept viewers and kids on the edge of their seats. Now, much like any cartoon in that era of animation, marketing was as much a part of the series as anything else. For companies like Hasbro to monetize Transformers as much as they could, they would use the cartoon to spawn new lines of toys. If you saw a new character on the show, chances are as a kid you wanted to play out the episode with your toys. So when new characters were introduced on the cartoon series, Hasbro was quick to fill up toy aisles with your favorite new Autobots or Decepticons. Now, with the first season a commercial and capital success, producers got to work on a second season of Transformers. This season would feature many more episodes, new characters, and all the while capitalizing on the momentum put forth by Season 1. But, as fans of the show would soon find out, new episodes didn't always mean good episodes or good things. That's debatable, and we'll talk about that next episode.
Aw, shucks.
The Transformers will return after these messages.